hotel called the Plaza, right on the main street, business street called Florida. Again, a view of the Plaza Hotel. Looking down Florida, a rather good Plaza del Mayo. The pink building in the background is Casa Rosada, from where Eva Perón spoke to the Argentines from the Velvet Boca. A colorful but poor section of town, which has been gaudily painted by artisans, mainly Italian. Very attractive.
All right, just checking.
Okay, I just explained it, and then the 26th of July 1952, the date of her death, and 1982, just after the Malvinas War, that we started opening up to democracy. Only as from then were you allowed to make political presentations or presentations to political figures. Before that, all during the military regime, you could not pay any homage to ex-presidents or any politician of any type. When we opened up to democracy, her followers put this plaque here, which is a passage of the book that Eva wrote. It was called The Reason for My Life, that we were all made to study word for word at school. This passage reads, "Don't cry for me, lost or far away. I am an essential part of your existence. All love and pain has been provided to me. I have complied my humble imitation of Christ, who has walked in my path. Do continue it." It pretty well depicts just what Eva thought of herself.
The group dinner at the restaurant, Nueve de Julio, the 9th of July. The typical Buenos Aires Parisian restaurant, the grill house.
In the wintertime, before they know
Got a match?
After the glitz and tango of Buenos Aires, we are about to land in Ushuaia, Argentina. the southernmost city on Earth. Ushuaia, Argentina. With the mountains of Chile in the background. We can see our little ship, the Illyria, awaiting our boarding. My wife Jo, boarding ship, ready for our passage across the Great Channel to Antarctica. The lounge and main meeting room aboard ship.
All of the oceans, the Atlantic, the Pacific, the Indian, the Arctic. I have written about many of the great seas, the Mediterranean, the Caribbean, the Zulu Sea, the rest of them. But I have never been in this part of the great oceans of the world. And I'm here hoping that the experts aboard this ship can clear up two problems for me. Always as I have worked in the Atlantic or the Pacific, I have wondered how the oceans ended at the south. I knew how they ended in the north, with the great land masses and the great ice fields up there. But I never knew how they ended in the south. And what is the foot of the Pacific Ocean? What is the foot of the Atlantic Ocean? What is the foot of the Indian Ocean? Thing that fascinates me.
Conversations with James Michener, the author who was aboard our ship and added immensely to our visit of Antarctica. We are crossing the Drake Passage, the roughest water on Earth, watching a couple dolphins join us on our journey. The Drake Passage is that area of water between Tierra del Fuego, where Ushuaia is located, and Antarctica, and is at the point where the Antarctic convergence occurs, where the Southern Ocean meets the foot of those Indian, Atlantic, and Pacific Oceans that James Michener was talking about earlier. A view of our first iceberg, one of thousands we're going to see later. But it is indeed, as my wife just said, magnificent. We saw on our journey.
25-story building.
It is the Zodiac, about to take us to King George Island, our first landfall. We are now on King George Island at the Arkowski Polish Research Station, watching some chinstrap penguins. And also some Gen 2 penguins, those with the yellow beaks.
The scientific center was founded in 1976. So the plan is we will walk all along this beach up to that point over there. That is more or less 400 meters. We will see if we are lucky to see some elephant seals and the penguins. We have some penguins here. And then on our way back, we will visit the station. We'll be here for more or less an hour and a half or 2 hours. Well, the first thing just before going to the penguins, we are stepping on right now on marine deposits. These ones are composed by pebbles that you can see these are very well rounded, and that is a way that you can, for example, tell the difference between these kind of rocks of pebbles which are of marine origin and the other one which are, for example, of glacial origin. Most of these rocks are composed of volcanic and igneous rocks. Remember what I mentioned today during the conference. So all these outcrops that you can see over here, they are composed by volcanic and volcaniclastic rocks, and the age is really very old. These were formed more or less at the end of the Mesozoic. That means more than 60 million years before present. Well, what about the wildlife?
We are listening to Marcelo, a South American naturalist and one of the 6 naturalists with us on our trip.
On the right side, what we can see is the Pigosellis penguins called chinstrap. You see, near the whale bones over there. And then we have 2 gentus. It is interesting to emphasize that gentus, for example, they are non-migratory penguins. They stay here most of the time. But instead, chinstrap, they migrate and they go towards the Scotia Sea. That means towards northern position in relation to the present, to this position over here. And it's also interesting to emphasize that the South Shetland Island is the only place where we can find the 3 species of Pigosellis. Gentus, chinstrap, and one more, which is Adelis.
Elephant seals and Gentoo penguins. Heading back to the solace of the Illyria in a light snow. A fur seal. One of the seals which has an external ear on Half Moon Island. I love it.
Can I lean against you? Get myself
Absolutely.
steady?
Judy Marshall, our cruise director, and the snowman made aboard ship. Heading for Cooperville Island. Joint passengers on our Zodiac as we cruise around Cooperville Island. Up in the distance are blue-egg shags, seals, on this small ice floe.
Hi, fella. Oh, yeah. Well, they can move pretty well on that slippery stuff, can't they? On that so slippery. They said, get out of here.
Boat stopped working, we had to decide to overwinter. I wonder if we'd all be as amazed with the beauty. I often thought of what these poor guys felt like when things broke down.
Even those that don't feel crazy.
Tremendous ice floes around Cooperville Island, along with some crab eater and leopard seals.
Oh, there's 3 of them.
There's 4 here.
Look at him, look at him. Oh, look at him, look at him. Oh, feel some fun. Stand up. Oh, he's cute, isn't he? Got a cute.
Crab-eater seals. And more seals, with a large glacier in the background.
Oh, my.
Absolutely beautiful and incredible.
Oh yes, Catherine is here. So I don't know where she's from, but I know I helped her up the.
Oh, who are you? That's not a ship's propeller, it's a whale's motor.
Oh yeah, you're right. Looks like a propeller.
Going to shore. The ship in the background of ice. And here we see a penguin nest, that small area of small rocks in the upper center of the picture. The penguin nest. Two humpback whales join us as the ship moves from Cougarville Island down toward the Lemaire Channel.
That's enough whales.
I shoot a whole roll of film on them if I'm not careful.
Oh, look at him go, like they're really cool.
They just lie there right side by side.
A view heading into the Lemaire Channel.
No, it's a crab eater.
Crab-eater seal.
First thing that I do on is the color. Also, the crab eaters have really tiny tails, and the leopards have really large.
A pool within an iceberg. Formed by the ice shelf underneath the water. My wife Jo, and Charlotte, and Duncan Patty. Jo? Get the other two to turn around, would you please?
Oh, we're being documented.
And it is cold out there. Jim Mitchner and his wife Mari. The ice floe continues to get steadily heavier. And at this point, the ship was unable to continue any further into the Lemaire Channel. It turned around, heading back out. Toward Point Lockroy.
No.
Port Lockroy, home of the Gentoos. Time to feed the chicks.
That's incredible.
And it's time to go for a swim. Coming back out of the water after getting their fill of krill, a shrimp-like crustacean, which is the penguin's primary source of food. And they are called brush-tail penguins. Ah, here's my chick. And is he hungry? If you watch carefully, you can see the mother penguin regurgitate the food slightly to allow the chick to feed. Gentoo cry. We are about to land on the continent of Antarctica. At a point called Paradise Bay. Landing at an old Argentine base on Antarctica.
See on the back, this is a gravity seal for the ones that are just starting to see on the top.
What is it?
Don't move again.
Post from Antarctica.
95. Tell me.
Do it one more time.
As opposed to the 93.
95.
I don't know what the end result is. They watched it 20.
The hill. On Antarctica. On the hill. Doesn't quite look like late summer, does it? One of the many kelp gulls seen during the course of our trip. Another crab-eater seal.
Looks like somebody I know.
Around the Melchior Islands. Fur seals. More fur seals.
He may come and attack.
That might be the mating call.
There he comes.
Here he comes.
Oh, they can move pretty fast.
Yeah, don't get on my route.
A dry dock iceberg. Again around the Melchior Islands. Back toward the Illyria.
Oh, now you're on video.
In the lounge in the ship,
We better get the video.
warm and friendly. The Mitchners. Yes.
Good afternoon. So it's that time again. So we'll see what's going on right now and tell you a little bit about tomorrow. First off,
The Gala Buffet Dinner. And back to the outside, the seal in the water near Deception Island. It's better. And this is Deception Island, with its thousands and thousands of penguins, some of which you see in the background. And as we prepare to leave Deception Island, our last Antarctic stop, a pair of humpback whales come alongside ship to give us a little send-off. One last panoramic view as we leave this wild and wonderful area of the world of land and water called Antarctica. What an adventure. A short wine class aboard ship. Probably the first class on wine ever taught crossing the Drake Passage. Hold on to your glass. Back in Ushuaia, we are about to disembark the Illyria, the last time on this trip, heading back to Buenos Aires and on to Patagonia to do a little fly fishing for trout, ending this remarkable adventure.